against Grixis Death Shadow. Kevin Thanakit is going to get a Sacred Foundry here against Nathaniel Monsees. Sacred Foundry into, oh yeah. Yeah, Monastery of Whisper. This is what I'm talking about. We'll go over to Monsees now. Our Death Shadow player. Haven't seen much of this deck recently. Mishra's Bauble, target myself. Learn a little bit about the top card of my deck. Play a fetch land. Maybe fetch that top card away. So much value. Oh yeah. There's a Water Grave untapped. Monsees going to fall down to 16. And just simply going to pass the turn back over to Thanakit. That's a mountain.
4 p.m. standard challenge.
Eidolon of the Great Revel in hand, among other options.
Please find your seats once again. 4 p.m. standard challenge. Your round 2 pairings are being posted. Please find your seats.
Looks like we're going to play this pre-combat. In there for one.
That is game.
That's, yep.
They need a fatal push right there.
I had a feeling you might say that.
Because the leftovers and Thanakit's hand are not trivial.
I see a, oh boy, Blood Crypt untapped.
Well, I mean, you can try to do the, I mean, from this position, the way you have a shot here is the Death Shadow Teamer Battle Rage kind of race.
That's how you steal it?
Yeah.
I think that may have been a light up the stage. That was the draw for the turn.
Yep.
Lightning Helix, Lightning Bolt, Lava Spike. There's some good cards over there for our Burn player. Not too familiar with Kevin Thanakit. He's doing well so far this weekend with Burn as his modern weapon of choice.
And you got to be careful against Death Shadow because you can get combo killed kind of out of nowhere. You want to push them into a spot where they have to do a lot of the work for you, but are short of lethal. And then over the course of 2 turns, you can try to close it out with instants on their turn, and then your remaining sorceries on your own. So if it's close, just do nothing, like this. Just don't do anything.
Well, then do nothing it is.
He's got to play into your Eidolon, and you've got a Boros Charm, a Bolt, and a Spike. So you have a lot to kind of bridge over.
Here comes that shadow. I think you probably just take this, yeah?
Yeah, you can. Well.
Looks like the answer is yes. You were thinking about maybe blocking.
I was thinking about blocking. You might not get another crack at it with the Swift Spear, but.
Boros Charm. Thanakit's going to take 2. Monsees going to take 4 of the draw.
Well, from 5, you're in really good position now because not only is Monsees just likely to die, if he casts a Teamer Battle Rage, any of your bolts finish the game out.
Here, speaking of bolts that finish the game out, here's a Lava Spike.
Yeah, you spike. If you spike here now, he's locked out of playing any spells at all.
Yep. And you're clear to attack with both of your creatures, which are also both lethal. So this is looking easy breezy here, if you're Kevin Thanakit. Except for that Lava Spike didn't resolve.
But that's fine. You still get your points, get him down to 3. Then the Lightning Bolt finishes him off. If he has another counter spell, he dies to the fetch land, and he dies from your 2 attackers.
Well, there you go. You found...
Bow, 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 bow.
You found the missing piece to the puzzle. Kevin Thanakit's going to win again, everyone, here over Nathaniel Monsees. Burn and Grixis Death Shadow going to get ready here for game number 2, which means I'm going to go over the sideboards real quick here. I know you've played this matchup quite a bit. So from the Grixis Death Shadow side, we got Nathaniel bringing in 2 Kolaghan's Commands, 2 Liliana the Last Hope, 2 Ravenous Trap, 2 Surgical Extractions, 2 Disdainful Strokes, 2 Kozilek's Return, a Collective Brutality, a Ceremonious Rejection, and an Abrade. I only see 1 good card here, yeah?
The Collective Brutality is great.
Yep.
Easy one to bring in. Best card of the matchup. Really the best card they can bring to the table. I don't mind having 1 copy of Abrade in the deck because it's an answer to creatures, and it's also hedge in the event that your burn opponent has Ensnaring Bridge, which some number of them do. You could also bring in, I think Kolaghan's Command's a little slow and not great in the matchup, but again, it's in the same space as a Braid, where it's a removal spell and also a hedge against Ensnaring Bridge if you're worried about it.
Other side of things here for our burn player, Kevin Thanakit, who's up a game. 2 Skullcracks, 2 Searing Bloods, 2 Lightning Helixes, 2 Path to Exile, 2 Rest in Peace, 2 Rampaging Ferocidon. Haven't seen that one in a long time, along with 3 Destructive Revelry.
So you have to get your 4 copies of Searing Blaze out of the deck. So bring in 4. Doesn't really matter. The cards that I like the most in the sideboard are the 2 copies of Path to Exile and the 2 copies of Rest in Peace. If you take Gurmag Angler out of the equation, they have to win with just Death Shadow, and that's the type of game that you're pretty good at managing. That bend but don't break, let them do a lot of the work for you, and then finish the game off with a flurry of spells over 2 turns. That doesn't work nearly as well against Gurmag Angler. They can just cast it and attack you 4 times. So Rest in Peace cuts that off. It also has a couple other side applications. It's good against Snapcaster Mage. Doesn't work against Kolaghan's Command. And the paths protect you against, obviously, Gurmag Angler and Death Shadow.
Well, there's the options. These players will shuffle up here. We'll speed that up a little bit, and then we're going to watch game number 2 unfold here between Kevin Thanakit and Nathaniel Monsees. Again, Ryan Overturf, Todd Anderson. They'll be taking you home rounds 15 and 16 as players get one step closer to playing tomorrow morning, where we will come back. We'll do a pregame show here for you, predict our matchups, break them down, then predict them, predict the winner out of the people that make the top 8 as well. So should be good tomorrow morning, bright and early, 10 a.m., as that is a watery grave here for Nathaniel. No play, though, as he just falls down to 18. Very in line with what Death Shadow wants to do. This is an Inspiring Vantage. And that is a Monastery Swissberry in for 1. The Monsees is going to fall down to 17. Thought Scour. Getting rid of Thoughtseize and a Braid. And now Thoughtseize the draw step there for Monsees. Blood Crypto under the battlefield untapped. I know that's a Collective Brutality. Here's the hand.
Nothing but heaters.
Yep, bolts, helixes, Boros Charm, and that 1 Rift Bolt that Kevin is running this weekend.
So this is why I was speaking a little bit to Rest in Peace. This opening from Monsees is so good if he follows up with Gurmag Angler. If you cut the graveyard out, then they have nothing going on. You have a lot of time to reassemble a hand.
To begin our final Modern Horizons draft of the day.
Well, there's the Angler. This is exactly what you talked about. This is the problem card.
And he Angler with Counterspell backup, which Monsees has right now, really hard to beat.
There's your fetch land. Not a bad time to draw that. We'll be heading back over to Monsees here in just a moment. He'll sacrifice the fetch land there in the Bloodstained Mire. And I have to imagine whatever land we're getting doesn't deal damage. Yeah, it's going to be a Water Grave that enters the battlefield tapped.
Yeah, time is on your side. You got the cover there in the form of Stubborn Denial. Got a good clock going.
In for 5. Thanakit down to 13. We're all tied up. But for how long? As Thanakit's going to fall down to 12 after sacking a land. Get a basic mountain. And it's time to maybe start that flurry of burn spells.
The other big draw that Thanakit has out of the sideboard is Path to Exile.
Mm-hmm. Assuming it's in. I would
have to believe it came in.
I would agree. I think it might be Boros Charm time. It is. Will this resolve? It does.
That's a dangerous one to let resolve from Monsees' side because falling to 9, now you're in multiple of 3 range.
Inspiring Vantage is the land.
I mean, at this point, Thanakit can beat 1 counterspell. He's got 12 in his hand, so you can suspend your Rift Bolt, and then you have Lightning Helix plus. Maybe I missaw the last one in hand.
Well, I believe the hand is double Lightning Helix, Bolt, and Rift Bolt and Lightning Bolt. Here's Helix. Then again, Monsees might not have a counterspell, so.
I'm almost positive I saw a stubborn denial.
Well, we're gonna find out either way in a moment, right?
Yep.
With Monsees is at 3. There's a lava spike. Bang. Yep, that's countered. Do it again. Do it again. Just keep burning them. Keep burning them alive. Boom, boom, boom.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.